If the white stuff wasn't enough of a warning to put your car in park Wednesday, bright orange letters said it again. Traffic cleared in Carroll County as heavy snow wiped away center lines. A spray of salt and plow blades just as quickly hitting the pavement to fight the flakes. And even now, heading into day 3 of spring, the winter work for road crews isn't over yet.
We'll still probably have an early morning to try and combat icy conditions as the temperatures will get down into the 20s tonight.
A second dangerous wave of the storm.
It's getting icy, so I'm just trying to get home, you know.
Well, others like Frank Smallwood left his Westminster home for the first time since the snow stopped falling.
Oh, the streets are great now. I mean, they're all clear, the main arteries and all.
A fast cleanup with Frank and neighbors focused on clearing their own streets. Between you, the neighbors out clearing their own streets,
oh, yeah,
and the road crews, it got clear quick.
Oh yeah, it got clear really quick.
For the first and hopefully last time this snow season. And a little technical glitch there earlier, but what we were trying to tell you is Maryland State Police now reporting they've responded to more than 600 crashes during this snowstorm. I just want to give you a quick look at some of the conditions we're dealing with out here from the front of the WJZ Mobile Weather Lab. You can see snow again coating the streets. The concern tonight, obviously, that some of the areas, even those that have been cleared, could freeze again. So officials warning people, if you can stay inside, still continue to do that. Reporting live in Carroll County tonight, I'm Kimberly Eaton for WJZ.
Kimberly, thank you. You've done such a great job reporting for us all day, along with you and your photographer. Well, the storm has been impacting travel all day and all night. Mike Helgren is live at BWI with the latest on the cancellations and the delays. Mike?
Mary, more than 200 flights were canceled because of this storm today. A look at the boards right now, you can see there's a mix of on-time and canceled flights. There are a number of canceled flights for tomorrow morning as well, so it's best to check ahead with your airline. The spring snowstorm created a travel mess as airlines canceled more than half the flights out of BWI Marshall Airport, leaving people waiting for hours. How long you been here?
We've been here now since about 2:30 this afternoon. When we got here, I swear it's like the cancellation was spontaneous. Like, as soon as we went to go check in, they said, oh, your flight is canceled, your flight is canceled. And it's been tough.
So they're out at 10:10.
Many of the stranded tried to rebook anything to get out of here.
We've got a flight, we're going to get there. It's just to Tampa, and then we have to drive over to Melbourne, but that's fine.
Heavy equipment kept the tarmac fairly clear during the worst of the nor'easter. The airport stayed fully operational. And after the snow fell, some of those with late flights were able to make it to their destinations.
I guess I'm just one of the lucky ones.
Are you surprised that your flight is getting out?
Actually, I kind of am. We weren't sure if we were going to get out or not. We were kind of looking for it to be delayed. But yeah, fortunately, we're right on time.
More than 8,000 flights canceled nationwide. Delays will stretch into the coming days.
We meet with our carriers and other personnel here at the airport to really plan ahead for winter weather operations.
A rough start to spring that left many frequent flyers grounded.
What do you think about all this snow on the first day of spring?
It's crazy. Like, spring break, what's that?
A lot of people are asking that question. We didn't beat the record here at under 5 inches today. The record for this date is 9.7 inches, set back in 1964. And it's not just the planes that saw problems and are continuing to see problems, but it's the trains as well. Amtrak is running on a modified schedule tomorrow with a number of cancellations. Live at BWI Marshall Airport, Mike Helgren, WJZ.
Okay, Mike, thank you very much. Let's head now out to Avajoy Burnett, live in Bel Air. Avajoy.
Hey there, Vic. Well, the roads cleared out pretty quickly here in Harford County. And if you're wondering where some of that snow went, we found it in a parking lot. A mountain of snow here in this Bel Air parking lot. We want to let you know, kids, if you haven't already heard, there will be no school tomorrow. Late night snowball fights because for the second day in a row, Harford County students will have no school. This teacher predicted that outcome hours ago.
It didn't really start getting bad here until about 11 in the morning, and then it's really started getting worse.
Harford County has been watching the storm for days, and when it came, so did the workers. Photojournalist Eric Nielsen caught up with this crew.
So what's it like out there?
It's horrible.
It's not fun at all. We've been out here for hours upon hours right now.
Earlier in the day, the sheriff and county executive urged people to stay home for one simple reason.
What are the roads like?
Bad. Yeah. I have a little Lexus with rear-wheel drive, just sliding all over the place.
But that didn't stop people from getting around the old-fashioned way. Bel Air's Main Street Tower was the hot spot for a meal on a cold spring day.
Happy snow day, and it looks like everybody's having a good time. It is what it is. It's March, spring day, you know what I mean?
By the evening hours, the snow tapered off and many of the roads were clear. But take it easy out there. Ice could develop overnight.
We might go home for a few hours, let it build back up, come back out and take another sweep at it.
And we have a pleasant reminder for the students in Harford County. There will be no school for you tomorrow on Thursday, but there will be a payoff. You will have to go to school next week, Wednesday. It was supposed to be the beginning of your spring break, but be prepared to go back next week. Reporting live in Harford County, Avajoy Burnett. We're going to send it back into you.
Avajoy, thank you. How long is that snow going to take to melt? We will see. Well, one of the hardest hit areas is in Frederick. More than 10 inches of snow fell in some parts. Rick Ritter reports on how people are dealing with the blast of winter weather.
The sounds of winter echo through the streets of Frederick as Mother Nature kicks off spring with yet another nasty nor'easter.
I thought it was just going to be a couple inches or not at all, but it definitely hit us like they said it was going to hit us.
Driving along I-70 West, visibility drops by the mile as several cars spin out due to the slick conditions. In Frederick, it's one of the hardest hit areas.
It's crazy having this much snow on the second day of spring.
That's where plow trucks have been out for hours Wednesday, trying to keep up with the snowfall.
They're getting worse by the hour, and the snow is just accumulating.
Side streets, a nightmare. But for some, this is what they dialed up.
Well, I think it's normal for March. We always have one late snowstorm in March, and I wanted one big snowstorm.
Others left trudging through the snow have had enough.
I wish it would stop, actually.
Wondering how much more winter weather Maryland can handle.
In Frederick tonight, I'm Rick Ritter for WJZ.
And now let's check in with George Solis live downtown with the latest on conditions across the city. George.
Good evening, Vic. Well, for starters, we can report some updates when it comes to Baltimore City schools. They won't be closed, but they will be delayed by 2 hours. School officials making that call earlier tonight. Now, as far as conditions out here, they significantly improved hour after hour, especially after sunset. As far as the roads, well, most of the snow did melt out here, but puddles around the region definitely a cause for concern, especially when you think about that potential refreeze going into the overnight hours. A spring snow day across Baltimore City, making some miss seasons of years past.
We want it to be 98 degrees like Easter last year.
Throughout most of the morning and afternoon, the latest nor'easter to hit the region, blanketing entire neighborhoods in cold, wet snow, causing some temps to boil. Those irritated by this last stretch of winter that just wouldn't let go, now more than ever looking forward to those first signs of spring.
It doesn't make sense. Why is it a winter wonderland in March?
We caught up with Brianna Hubbard in Canton, wiping off her car after her restaurant closed early because of the weather.
Hopefully everyone stays safe and gets home great.
By late afternoon, snowfall had started to taper and cleanup had begun.
It's heavy, but it's moving pretty good.
Some also venturing out to explore and surprised by what they found.
Yeah, it's like it rained.
City transportation officials also had every crew out working, ensuring roads were safe, but also urged some patience during the process.
It'll take us longer to get the secondary streets, the neighborhood streets.
City police also out in full force. Police Commissioner Daryl D'Souza with a message to those in a position to help others.
If you have an elderly neighbor or elderly resident, just give them a hand.
While cleanup will likely continue through the overnight, those who were able to enjoy the snow day, well, did just that.
I just got some macaroni and cheese and some fish sticks. Pretty pumped.
Why come out in this? I mean, these are really not conditions that most people would want to be out in.
Boredom.
Clearly, some people did have a good time out in this, but others certainly did not. Baltimore City Police saying that throughout the day they responded to more than 100 crashes as a result of these conditions. Certainly something, again, to remind you to watch out for in the overnight hours with the potential of the refreeze on the roads. And again, Baltimore City schools not closed, but delayed by 2 hours. Live in downtown Baltimore tonight, George Solis reporting for WJZ.